Late night stream.
You have to respect someone that is an official NBA mascot. To trade in your identity and don a ridiculous, hot costume for the sake of entertaining the masses, why, it's such a noble cause. But today, we're not here to talk about the heroes that sometimes do wear capes. We're here to criticize the ludicrous get-ups that make up their exterior and the antics which make them all unique. Critiquing every ridiculous NBA mascot is coming up right after this. This video is brought to you by Bombfell. Bros, I have to level with you. We suck at dressing ourselves, and we don't really have the time to get better at it. That's why you should let someone else do it for you. Bombfell is an easier way for men to get better, affordable, stylish clothes, and you get paired with your own personal stylist who knows way more about how you should look than you ever will. Here's how it works. You sign up and tell Bombfell a little about yourself and what you're looking for, and then your stylist hooks you up with an email and a preview of your clothes. Then you have 48 hours to change it, and bam, your stuff arrives. You have a full 7 days to try the gear on and decide what to keep and what to send back. You're in total control here, and you only pay for what you want. The more you keep, the more you save. Keep 4 items and get 20% off. 3 items is 15 and 2 is 10. There's no risk here, and you can cancel at any time. You know I'm about as stylish as Denzel at an awards show, so when I set up my account, I was skeptical. Let me tell you, when my clothes arrived, I was blown away. I went from scrub to chic. Even my wife was impressed. Speaking of wives or girlfriends, you might want to hint to her that she can set you up for the holidays and get in on our special offer. Go to bombfell.com/5pointsvids and you can take advantage of $25 off your first order. That's www.bombfell.com/5pointsvids. Come on, man. You know you want to look good. Bombfell. Open and close. Real quick, these aren't ranked in any particular order, but there are 4 teams that do not have mascots. The Knicks, the Nets, the Warriors, and the Lakers.
This is Blankos, the free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and sell.
The focal point of a hilarious, unconfirmed 4chan post involving $100 for courtside seats. The worst part is, this isn't even their creepiest mascot, as the Pelicans used to use this monstrosity, the King Cake Baby. Now, Pierre used to look like this. Dear God, Pierre has invaded your nightmares and demands his sacrifice, your firstborn son, and $300 for courtside seats. The worst part is, this isn't even their creepiest mascot, as the Pelicans used to use this monstrosity, the King Cake Baby. Everyone run! Kill it with fire! Kill it with fire! Franklin the dog. Introduced in 2015 to replace Hip Hop, a bunny rabbit that embodied typical rap stereotypes, Franklin was met with immediate controversy as it was discovered that the guy playing the dog didn't even like Philly sports or the city. I get it, bro. Wouldn't be the first time in Philly someone was pretending to be something they are not. A petition was started to get him fired. I don't know whether that happened or not, nor do I care. According to the team, Blaze the Trail Cat was a mountain lion born in the Oregon Cascades who came to Portland and was adopted by Blazers superstar Scottie Pippen in 2002. Yes, Blazers legend Scottie Pippen. Weed is legal in Oregon, so maybe the mascot doesn't do it, but you know at least a few heads in the crowd do his namesake.
Smoke weed every day.
Mascot that actually makes sense. Harry the Hawk looks very punchable for some strange reason. Known for his slick dance moves, this bird gets down, and here is him doing 2 things Melo didn't do for the Hawks: getting on the floor and playing defense. After 25 years of sweat, injuring himself, getting yelled at to get the F off the court by KD, the man who played the Jazz Bear was fired earlier this season. According to team sources, there was a rift between the man behind the mask and the team. He probably asked for health insurance. Dude was replaced in an instant. It's not like any of us could tell anyways. Apparently, Toucan Sam had an illegitimate bird baby, and it grew up to be one of the most hated mascots in the NBA, Chuck the Condor, immediately after he was unveiled in a ceremony that included a multi-billionaire dunking. The Twitter hate was swift and decisive. Poor Chuck, it's bad enough he works for the Clippers. I wanna talk to Slamson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cramden.
Doctor said I need a backiotomy.
Did I say I wasn't gonna sing? That doesn't include rapping. Poor Slamson looks like an old noble lion who is dying in a Jim Henson movie and must pass on his wisdom to a young, selfish cub. Either that or Eric Stoltz from The Mask. Actually, one of the funniest mascots in the NBA, Benny is known for making the staff at the United Center clean up his mess. According to his Wikipedia page, he is now just as popular as Michael Jordan. Yes, can't wait for those Air Bennies to come out this summer. I'll admit it, he's funny. Jurassic Park has nothing on the raptor, a fierce-looking dinosaur that trolled Russell Westbrook and looks like he would beat the living snot out of Barney. Well, pretty much anyone looks like they could beat the snot out of Barney. The raptor celebrated LeBron leaving for the West the hardest, as being his personal plush toy for the last 8 years had to hurt. finally, the most cringe mascot in all of the league. So back in the late 80s, Gonzo, Elmo, and the Cookie Monster used to party hard at strip clubs, snorting sugar cookies and tickling booty. Though nobody knows who the true father is, we do know that if we did a DNA test on Gee Whiz, one, if not all three of them would be appearing on Maury.
You are not the father.
Just what is this thing? I see he has a wizard hat, but where is his robe? Apparently Gee Whiz has a big booty girlfriend named Gina Whiz. I mean Gina. Really, her name is Gina Whiz. I could only imagine what type of baby the two of these would produce. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go to bombfell.com/5pointsvids and get $25 off your first purchase. You can also subscribe for more interesting videos on sports and check out my other critiques on everything else. The NFL's mascots are next, though I feel something lurking. Well, I'm 5 Points Vids and you made it to the end of this video. The most notable feature is the Green Monster, which was built to keep spectators who hadn't paid.
Need to decrease support calls? You can with Camtasia. Easily create effective onboarding and tutorial videos that help your customers help themselves. Guide your users and show them what's important using drag and drop annotations, cursor effects, and more. Start your free trial today.
From watching the game, there's Pesky's Pole, the Triangle, and Williamsburg. The scoreboard inside the wall is still manually operated. In 1999, ownership threatened to build a new Fenway Park to increase the value of the franchise as John Harrington wanted to sell the team, which he did to owners who cared about winning. Nothing but clean sight lines and symmetry. The K has been lauded. Watch a baseball game. The fountains in center field, known as back in 1995. Opened in 2001, PNC Park is located right on the Allegheny River and features views of Pittsburgh's many bridges directly into the moat. They also serve Primanti Brothers, so if you lose a bet, you can eat Pittsburgher.
I have the most unfortunate of items. Shit on a sandwich.
Metrodome, in which baseballs disappeared into the roof, the Twins opted for the outdoor target field. Very few games canceled due to snow. We do miss Kirby Puckett and his super leaps against the Hefty Sack though. Petco Park looks a lot like the other retro classic parks in the league. Interesting note, after 3 attempts, PETA bought a brick in the stadium and inscribed on it, "Break open your cold ones, toast the Padres, enjoy this champion organization," which spells out boycott Petco. Ah, PETA, stick to naked chicks. One of the most unusual names for a ballpark, Guaranteed Rate Field retained many of the features of the old Comiskey Park, including the exploding scoreboard to honor Bill Veeck. In 2016, Rolling Stone said the park had the worst name in all of sports, but at least you know you're getting the best rate for what, I don't know. Baseball's newest park opened just 2 years ago as the Braves abandoned Turner Field after only 20 years. Most ballparks have a 35-year lifespan. Sounds familiar. Earlier this year, the body of a construction worker was found in a walk-in freezer at the park. Yes, really. SunTrust Field is proud of its Wi-Fi, which can handle 14,000 concurrent users who want to instantly post a video of Jose Urania plunking Ronald Acuna. Once named Enron Field, Minute Maid Park features a full-size steam engine which gets moving after an Astro hits a dinger. The park is built at the old Union Station site in downtown Houston. Center field used to feature Tal's Hill, which had an incline and flagpole in play and created spectacular catches and plays. It was removed in 2016. Boo. Opened in 2000, Comerica Park has kept the same name its entire history. The park features several statues, one of Ty Cobb, Ernie Harwell, and many ferocious tigers. There is a working Ferris wheel, and the flagpole in left field used to be in fair play. Poles in the field of play are generally not a good idea. Nationals Park was opened in 2008, and because of factors like available materials and timelines, it was built in pieces and phases like Legos, which explains the stadium's disjointed architecture. Located in Southeast DC, you probably don't want to get lost around the area at night unless you're looking to score a dub. Old School 203 represent. One of the true cathedrals of baseball, Wrigley Field, better known as the Friendly Confines, is nothing short of its moniker. The place is congenial and welcoming, as every employee, usher, even the janitor has a warm smile and wants you to enjoy your experience at the ballpark. Wild wind patterns can cause unpredictability within the park. The manually operated scoreboard in center field can never be replaced, as it is considered a landmark, and night games weren't even played here until 1988. This stadium features one of the most unique structures in its fan-shaped retractable roof. Before the park opened, a crane collapsed, killing 3 workers. Bernie Brewer, who used to slide into a Pabst beer mug in the old county stadium days, now slides onto a platform instead. I hope that someday where it's legal, a mega dispensary buys the naming rights to a ballpark, and after a home run, clouds of chronic get shot into the air as the team's mascot, Sir Tox-a-Lot, gets lifted onto a platform. Open in 2000, AT&T water beyond the right field fence known as McCovey Cove. There have been 78 home team splash hits that have landed there, which allows for boaters in canoes to retrieve baseballs and fight off any sharks. There's also a huge glove in left field. No one has ever hit it with a baseball, as it is nearly 501 feet from home plate. Many parts of Citi Field are built as a tribute to Ebbets Field, the home of the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Jackie Robinson Rotunda honors his life and accomplishments. The Mets also brought things with them from Shea, like the home run apple. Luckily, they didn't bring any of the giant rats which lurked in the rafters. This year, the stadium caught fire in what is the most Met moment ever and the physical manifestation of this season. Great American Ballpark is not a literal name, it's an insurance company. The park has 2 smokestacks in center field which are designed to resemble old steamboats. They spew fire after a home run or a win. The terrace in center field looks like a boat too, and it looks like the Reds are steaming along to another last place finish. Smoking is banned entirely in and around this ballpark, which I can appreciate. A lot of the grounds are dedicated to Phillies legend Richie Ashburn, one of the most underrated players of all time. Ashburn Alley features attractions, restaurants, and a statue of the Hall of Fame outfielder. Though this stadium is over 50 years old, it went through major renovations in 1998 when the park was made retro classic by removing seats in center field and the California Spectacular was installed. Almost nothing is original from the Big A when it opened, as the stadium was essentially rebuilt on the old frame. Known as Busch Stadium 3, this ballpark is the 3rd Cardinals stadium to carry the beer maker's name. The second iteration of Busch was a cookie-cutter multi-use stadium and was followed by this, a cookie-cutter baseball-only stadium. In 2006, fans were injured during a severe storm. That is about the only interesting thing I could find. The first of the retro classic designs, Camden Yards set the trend for the new era of MLB ballparks. Built in Baltimore's downtown, the stadium's most notable feature is the B&O warehouse, which sat empty before the park opened in 1992. The Orioles used the building for offices and retail outlets. It has been hit only once by a batted ball in 1993 during the Home Run Derby. Located on Blake Street in Denver, Coors Field used to be a place where balls would launch out of the yard faster than tourists going to a dispensary after landing at the Denver airport. That changed in 2002 when the humidor was installed, but that can't do anything about the elevation of the field, which allows balls to travel further. The park set records for home runs with 303 in 1999. This soon-to-be baseball-only stadium suffers one of the most unusual side effects of being a multi-use venue: huge foul areas. It is unknown whether they plan on filling in the vast farmland with seating when the Raiders take off on a bender for Las Vegas. The park suffered a sewage leak in 2013 where liquid excrement literally spewed into the dugout, which perfectly describes their play back then. They're doing okay this year. New Yankee Stadium took a lot of good from the old Yankee Stadium and got rid of a lot of the bad, like all those poles. Opened in 2009, the house that Jeter built features modern amenities, an updated monument park, and high ticket prices. Safeco Field features a retractable roof because, duh, it rains a lot in Seattle. The roof acts like a carport versus a dome and covers the fans and field like an umbrella. One of the greatest features of the park is the garlic fries, which after consumption will continue to seep through your pores like a fracking operation. Formerly known as the Ballpark, the Rangers have played here for nearly 24 years. The most distinguishing feature is Greens Hill, the area behind the center field fence, which allows fans to go retrieve home runs hit into the grass. Bonus fact, if you purchase a ticket to the right field terrace, there's a nacho and hot dog buffet, which is included with your admission, and the seats are pretty good and you can stuff your face the whole game for one price. Once known as the Bob or Bank One Ballpark, the stadium features a retractable roof, which is more to keep the blaring heat and death ray sun out than the rain. The park also features a swimming pool, which has seen its fair share of splash hits and pee. The first MLB stadium to feature a working retractable roof, Rogers Center, was formerly known as the Sky Dome. The multi-use venue has hosted an NFL game and has a hotel in center field. The hotel has been the site of many lewd acts as the guests believe the glass is one way, but no, it's two-way, and yeah, the crowd can see everything. And finally, we close with the aging Dodger Stadium, the 56-year-old venue which has only had one name. Nothing but clean sight. Originally Jacobs Field, or the Jake, helped usher in an era in the stadium. It might need its own video. Before it opened, there was a lawsuit over its funding, an SEC investigation, and a mayoral recall as the public outcry over this dumpster fire reached a head in 2011. And let's not even talk about the on-field play, the tacky statue in center field, the trouble they had growing grass, its leaky roof, Jeter's fleecing of the team, and after bilking all the taxpayers, nobody comes to the damn games. A bucket list investigation harbors the current longest championship drought in the MLB. You knew that shade was coming. You knew it was coming. There is so much failure in the stadium, it might need its own video. Before it opened, there was a lawsuit over its funding, an SEC investigation, and a mayoral recall as the public outcry over this dumpster fire reached a head in 2011. And let's not even talk about the on-field play, the tacky statue in center field, the trouble they had growing grass, its leaky roof, Jeter's fleecing of the team, and after bilking all the taxpayers, nobody comes to the damn games. A bucket list stadium opened in 1912, Fenway has some of the oddest dimensions in the league.
Alright, what's going on, guys? So MLB's back tomorrow, today, whatever, Thursday, July 21st. The Marlins can become 15-12 on July 21st all time. They're playing the Texas Rangers. Texas Rangers equals 52. This whole season, actually, of me decoding all these games, I've never seen a game that's more clear than this one. The Marlins can become 7-0 on Thursdays at home this season. You got 70 date numerology. Type that out there. You see the 70 right there. Texas Rangers equals 70 as well. It's pretty strong stuff. The Marlins can become 23-22 at home this season. Skull and Bones. They've been doing this ritual with a lot of teams this year. They'll go like 23-22. That's the secret societies. Marlins equals 32. So the Marlins will probably win this game and go 23-22 with the Skull and Bones, and then probably lose their next home game. If they win, they'll become 11-12 versus the Rangers all time, which can be written as 1-1-2. On the date numerology, you see that there at the bottom. That's pretty strong with the 56. Marlins can become 4-8 versus the Rangers at home all time. Texas, where the Rangers play, is 48. And the Marlins can also stay on 48 losses if they were to win. See the 48 right there with the Marlins. They could pick up their 44th win. Rangers equals 44. The Rangers can fall to 41-50. You got 50 date numerology, and then the Rangers play the A's next. So you see the 50 right there and the 14 in reverse. That can become 41-50. They lose this game. Like I said, they play in Oakland next. Oakland equals 41. Like I said, the Rangers only play the Marlins one time, and then they're off to Oakland. 41 plays big time with the Bay Area games, with Warriors games too. Rangers 44, like I showed you. Marlins can go 44-48. 44 is big with the earthquakes and stuff anyways. Marlins can become 4-2 against the AL West at home this season. There's that 42 and Jewish reduction down there on the left, which plays a lot. And then the Marlins can become 41-44 against the AL West all time. The Marlins play the A's next from the AL West. Like I already told you, that 41. See, that's the next time the Marlins play somebody from the AL West is the A's. So they can go into that game 41-44. So you got the 41 from Oakland, then the 44 with the earthquakes out there in Northern California. Golden State obviously won 4-2 against the Celtics, which we called over on my Patreon. Hit a lick sports picks. The Rangers can fall to 20-24 on the road this season. There's more 42s right there. They can pick up their 302nd loss on Thursdays all time.